morning, Millie.
Good morning.
It's lovely to have you come and share with us something about your walk with God. Just before I pressed record, you said something quite important that I think it's useful to share at the start of our conversation. You were talking about your walk with God being something that you've never known anything other than that.
I haven't. I've known God in my life since I've been a child.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that was through grandparents. When I was a child, I used to go and stay with them. My grandfather was the verger of the local church. My grandmother used to be the cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
And in summer holidays, we used to go and stay with them. And we would always go down to the church. My cousin, who lived across the road, was in the choir, and my aunt used to take me every Sunday. We used to go down to church, and she would show me where to find the pages in the prayer book. And for me, it was just amazing. The whole experience of being in church, I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Even as a child, I knew that's where I needed to go, always.
That's so amazing. That's so amazing. And I suppose we should backtrack a little bit. And I suppose if you could tell us just a little bit about you, and maybe which service you go to.
Okay. I've been coming to Emmanuel. I won't go into the depths of how I came to Emmanuel because I had a peculiar start with my own mother in different churches, unless you'd like me to tell you. Okay. When my mother had me, it was a home birth, and in those days you had to have a home birth. You couldn't afford to go to a hospital. And the lady across the road helped her during her confinement. Now, she was a Baptist. So, as a thank you, my mother had me dedicated into the Baptist church. I don't ever remember going to the Baptist church, but I was dedicated into the Baptist church. Next door neighbour to my mother was a Methodist. And she had a daughter that was just a year younger than me. And so she sang in the choir. And my mother used to love to sing. She'd been used to being in the choir. And so we started to go to the Methodist church. And through my young years, I went to the Methodist church. So I never really, I didn't feel right in any of them because I needed to be in the Anglican church where I went with my grandparents.
Yes.
So like everything, it has to wait until you're at an age that you can make your own choices. My parents split up, and we moved to a council house. It was an absolute sin in those days. My grandmother didn't speak to my mother for 3 months. And so therefore I was cut off from all that I'd ever known about going to church on a Sunday until I became a mum, very young, early 20s, and I took my child and I thought, I'm going to go down to Emmanuel Church. I'd been to the Good Shepherd, but actually at the time I got married, they weren't registered or whatever it is to be able to have a wedding. So I came and I was married at Emmanuel. And I felt home. As soon as I came through those doors, it was, this is where I need to be. I just felt God envelop me when I walked through those doors. And so that was it for me. I used to bring my children, and all the things that I knew and felt when I was a child going to church with my grandparents all returned to me. And
yeah.
I've never stopped feeling that warmth of God being with me when I'm out, but certainly my spiritual home, Emmanuel.
Yes, yeah. God with us, Emmanuel.
God with us. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
So, just if you could, because that's just been really helpful to see your walk with God over a lifetime, really.
Yes.
What difference does God make in your life?
Well, when I was in my 30s, my husband left me. I'd had 10 years of horrendous marriage, and I knew that he would one day. And at the time that he left, there was a rector here. I don't need to name names. And he was the person that I spoke to. He was the person that would come to visit me, because at the time I felt that I had betrayed God because I divorced my husband. I'd made my vows till death us do part, in sickness and in health, whatever happens. And through no fault of my own, that didn't happen. And I just felt, what am I going to do? Will God reject me now because I've gone against my vows? And the rector at that time, he was amazing. He was a very quiet man. I wouldn't say necessarily a people person, but he was a very quiet man. And he would come and sit with me in the lounge, and he would talk to me, and as he talked about God's forgiveness, and there'd be no rejection, and I was able to carry on, and that guilt left me. He was an amazing man for me. I can't say that about everybody, but he was amazing, because at the time I was rock bottom. He helped me lift me up back into Jesus' arms.
Amazing. So if that sounds like that was an encouraging word that he'd given you. I was just wondering if we could maybe finish with you sharing a verse that's been really important to you, or another word of encouragement perhaps that springs to mind. If it doesn't, that's no problem.
I would say to anyone that has any doubts, take it to the Lord. Talk to the Lord, and you will be refreshed.
Thank you so much, Millie.